Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Books and Buds, where we discuss two of the greatest things on earth, books and buds. Today we're going to be discussing the wonderful little book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, by this gentleman named Stephen Chbosky. Might have that name wrong. Chbosky. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments, and I appreciate it when they do. So, before I get into this book, I just want to talk about the perks of being a cannabis caregiver in the state of Maine. Every single time we have a trim, we ended up getting left behind with a whole bunch of additional stuff. So what we do is we weigh it out in pounds, half pounds, quarter pounds. Then we do the ounces and the half ounces, and we're always left with quite a bit left. Here we have a bunch of Sour Freedom, one of our own, Sour Diesel. We got some Super Silver Haze. And of course, we got another one of our own, Dr. Free. These two are like the Sour Freedom and the Dr. Free. It's some people's favorite ones. So it's pretty cool that you get to come up with something of your own strain, and people just adore it. We had a couple others, but they're already gone. We grew the Jilly, and that's one of our personal favorites. It's one of the very first plants that came out well for us. And the other one was this new one, Sugar Black Rose. We're not going to continue to run it because it got a few Hermes, and you don't want the little white little bananas on your cannabis. But fortunately, we only ran a couple plants, so we get to keep all those for ourselves, and we smoked them. Smoked them, so what are you going to do? But anyways, they were fantastic, so we were a little disappointed in that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I almost didn't pick up this book. I know that they released it with this cover on it because they released this cover after the film adaptation came out. From what I understand, the author, Stephen Chbosky, he also directed the film, so multi-talented man. But I think they released it with that cover on it because of Emma. What the heck's her name? I don't know. The girl from Harry Potter, Emma something. I don't know her name. But I think they did it because she's on the cover, and I understand that. She's got some selling power and marketing value, and I get it. But I'm one of these. You don't want to judge a book by a cover, but to be honest with you guys, we're not supposed to judge books by their covers, but we all judge books by their cover. Make better covers. So there you have it. All right, so let's dive into this book real quick, all right? So it was very slim. Very slim. It didn't take me long to finish it. And right away I was brought back because this book is based in 1999. It was a year after I graduated from high school myself. And since the book took place in Pittsburgh, I was very familiar with a lot of the landmarks, like this famous bridge out there. I was very familiar with that. I've been through that bridge a million times. I'm also up here in the Northeast, so I'm very familiar with a lot of Pennsylvania, and especially the cities of Pennsylvania. I've been through that state numerous times. So I thought that was kind of cool. Also, a lot of the references they made in this book were also things that I had lived through already, and I remember being a teenager, and it brought back some of those memories for me. So it was very interesting. I read this book maybe about a year after I had read another wonderful book, the same format, called We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. I will probably be reviewing that book too because this book reminded me of how much I adored that novel. But when I say the same format, this was written in letter format, just like We Need to Talk About Kevin. It was written to her estranged husband. This one is written in a multiple series of letters to a kid we never know the identity of. But our main character, Charlie, is writing these letters because he was at a party with this individual. And apparently this young girl was at the party, and whoever he's writing the letter to could have slept with this young girl and chose not to take advantage of the situation. Apparently she had a bit too much to drink, and the character could have taken advantage of the situation. Not the character, but the guy, this character right here, Charlie, is writing to, could have taken advantage of her and chose not to. And this kid right here, when we start reading the letters, we discover that he's a very good person. Definitely values things like that, good decisions like that, responsible attitudes, and that's why he values this character so much. But he's a shy character, so he never actually approaches him and tells him who he is. Well, he does tell him who he is, but he never really approaches the character. The other two main characters are Sam and Patrick. This is Patrick, which I thought was kind of cool because He is the bad guy, the awful kid, and we need to talk about Kevin. Did a great job. I haven't seen the movie for this one, but I'm going to eventually. I'll eventually get to it. I'm not much of a movie watcher, but he's a great actor. He did a great job. We need to talk about Kevin. So, and of course, this Emma girl here, she's Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series. So she's a wonderful actress herself. I'm a big fan of hers. Does a good job. So it's filled with all your regular typical teenage nonsense, you know what I mean? We've all been there. It's emotional. There's just a lot of nonsense back in those days that you got to trudge through to get to adulthood when you finally learn, get the wisdom to learn how to handle your emotions a little better. But again, it just brought me back, and it was a solid read. It was a real solid read. This kid's just going through some nonsense because his best friend, Charlie's best friend, killed himself about a year earlier in this novel. He killed himself of a suicide, and the character Charlie is very depressed about it, and it seems like he kind of wants to gush a lot of his emotions onto this anonymous reader, whoever the hell he's writing these letters to. And it was just wonderful. It was a wonderful format. You get a lot of the family dynamics, not just that, but a lot of the friend dynamics and what it's like to make friends in school and to be awkward. For instance, his friend Patrick here is gay. So one day Charlie kisses him even though he's not gay. And then Sam over here is telling him, hey, you don't have to try to please everybody. If you're not gay, you don't have to kiss men. So there's a lot of stuff like that going on where he's trying to discover himself. He's trying to figure out where he fits in this world. And it was just a wonderful read. All right, guys, it was a quick and short book. So I'm going to make this a quick and short review. Don't forget to keep an eye out for my book, Corpse Lily. It's coming out for pre-order pretty soon. I don't know. They've been telling me that for a long time, but it is coming out. So thank you guys for your patience. And also, kindly consider pre-ordering your copy of Love Askew, where my novella, Yesterday's Wounds, is available right now for pre-order, Amazon.com. Again, look for that on Amazon.com, Love Askew. It's a box set with my novella, and I think they changed the name to Echoes of Yesterday. So we'll see. But my novella's in there, and I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, you could have clicked on any book review channel. You clicked on this one, and I love the hell out of you for it. Peace.